tan on a man, nigga. Break that bitch down to the grams, nigga. 16 O's in a pound, nigga. Quarterback draw touchdown, nigga. Touchdown, nigga. Touchdown, nigga.
Yeah, touchdown. Yeah, just like Marshawn, just keep it going. Dancing on the sidelines. I'm dancing at my press conference. Week 2, PPH, Commissioner Message. 2017, it's your boy Lump Dog, Commissioner, and I'm back. Give you guys lowdown on what happened this week in PPH. Man, first off, we just got to talk, man. What's up with the scoring? I can't believe how low scores this is that are occurring this year. I mean, we really only had a couple big games out of players, and I think scores all around are down. How do you all feel about that? You feel that the scores have been kind of low? I mean, really, I think 140 is our high score after 2 weeks. And, we should have, we're going to have some bigger scores, I'm sure, coming up. But it just seems like the first 2 weeks have been off to a slow start, and can't really put my thumb on it. Well, what's occurring? Why is that happening? But, hopefully things turn around and we can get some bigger performances here. First off, congrats there to the haters for winning this week's weekly prize. He ended up having the Gronk-Brady combo, so that pretty much pulled it home for him. But we'll get into his game a little bit later. Last week, I had to school the rookies to let them know how they should handle Kevin White when they have that red cross or that IR. We do have IR spots in the league, so you definitely need to fill those up. But I had to school them. So this week, we're going to start a segment called Getting Schooled by the Commish.
You must learn.
Welcome to Being Schooled by the Commissioner. Professor Lumpy presiding. School's in session. Let's recap. Week 1, we learned how to place our injured players on IR and go out to the waiver wire and pick somebody up to replace them. In week 2, we're going to learn that a first-round quarterback isn't necessary to winning a championship. As in, Flat Earth Conspiracy, with the number 1 pick overall, took Aaron Rodgers. I took Phillip Rivers in the 9th round. Phillip Rivers only scored 1 less point than Rodgers. But because Flat Earth Conspiracy took Aaron Rodgers with their first pick, they felt that a running back was necessary in the 2nd round and picked up Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard got him 0 points. Le'Veon Bell, on the other hand, fell to the 6th pick in the 1st round. I selected him. I got 8 points. So with my first pick, and then my second pick being Devontae Freeman, who scored 21, and then Phillip Rivers, I was able to take out the team who took the quarterback with the number 1 pick overall in the 1st round. And this has been Being Schooled by the Commissioner. Thank you for tuning in. Yep, don't need no quarterback in the 1st round. I know that's for sure. We've played in this league for 17 years now, and we've had plenty of people not draft quarterbacks in the 1st round that have won the championship. But we'll get into that game in a little bit more in depth here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into week 2 in PPH and see what went down. All right, here we go. Here's week 2 PPH. In the first game, we had the Cock Merchants take out URSO 106-87. Cock Merchants made the trade with the rookies to get Russell Wilson, traded away Stafford and Zay Jones. Looked like that worked out for him somewhat. Got 28 points. CJ Anderson with the huge game. Huge game. 27 points. 11 points from Julio Jones. I know Cock Merchants got to be somewhat little concerned about Julio Jones not catching any touchdowns. Julio Jones always been that 6 to 8 touchdown guy. I know a lot coming into this year. He was going to maybe improve that, get into the double digits, get into that 10, 15 touchdown range. It could still happen. I'm not saying it can't, but after 2 games and not being in the end zone yet, those are going to have to come a lot. So hopefully you're not on Cock Merchant's schedule coming up here. Jimmy Graham, big disappointment with the 0 points. That guy just falling off the map. I mean, 4 years ago, he was like right behind, if not being argued ahead of Rob Gronkowski. I mean, now he's droppable. And then the Ravens pickup this week on the free agent market really paid off big with 27 points for him. URSO disappointed I'm sure by Mariota's performance with only 26. 12 both from Rogers and Gillespie, Quiz Rogers. Jordy Nelson and Coleman with 2 big goose eggs really kind of led him to lose this game. I'm sure he's going to blame it on that. He definitely had a shot at winning if those guys would have produced anything. So probably a big disappointment from those 2 guys. And then, 18 respectable points from the Panthers. URSO falls to 1-1, and Cock Merchants improves to 1-1. In the next game, we got the weekly winner, so congratulations to the haters, taking a 131 victory, 7-78 victory over the basket of deplorables. Tom Brady, huge 62 points. Again, our Bush League scoring allows quarterbacks to score ridiculous amounts, so you'll hear me complaining about that all year on the commissioner message. You're going to hear me stop complaining until that shit's changed. 13 from Ajay, so that was pretty good for his first game of the season. Now he's got plays 16 in a row. Hopefully he can stay healthy. I know I hear about his bad knees, so 16 games in a row with him, going to be hard for him to stay healthy, but showed up in game 1. Alshon Jeffrey showed up with 15 points, and then 18 from Gronkowski, and not much else to talk about there for the haters, but it was enough to get him the weekly prize, so congratulations to him. Basket of deplorables, he's got a lot of underperforming players here. Cam Newton with only 24, Terrence West, who's now injured, with 10, Todd Gurley, great pick there. I think he got him in the 3rd round, so he's been performing somewhat well for him, but his receivers have just really let him down. ODB with only 3 in his first game of the year. AJ Green with only 6. Hopefully the change of offensive coordinator in Cincy will help him. But I'm sure all those guys are going to be, at least those 2 guys will be bouncing back. They're too good not to have some better games in the future there. Jaguars D off the free agent market, that was a little ballsy there and didn't pay off with only 2 points. That week before in Houston was just an aberration. So basket of deplorable falls to 0-2. Haters improves to 2-0. In the next game, we had the 289ers take out the Juggernauts 120-97. The Juggernauts have all sorts of problems. Carson Palmer, I guess, is passable for right now. He's been doing pretty well against some good matchups, bad defenses. But, losing David Johnson's really hurt his squad. And, his running back core is in complete shambles now, as you can well see. And Mark Ingram's in a 3-headed monster, so, him, Adrian Peterson, and Alvin Kamara, I can't see him having too many big games. And then Kerwin Williams obviously isn't. It's a committee there as well in Arizona now, so we'll see if he can bounce back. I think he really made a mistake this week on the free agent market. He had the first pick and went with Chris Thompson, running back from Washington, when he had J.J. Nelson out there. Understandable, he probably doesn't need a receiver, but you always want to if that guy's a combo guy and you're rolling with Palmer as your quarterback, I would have put him above Chris Thompson and then been able maybe slip J.J. Nelson into one of those receiver spots and dealt one of these receivers, Cooks, Bryan, or Allen, and try to get a better running back. That's how it's done, bruh. But this guy here, the owner of the Juggernauts, really doesn't care so much about the intricacies of fantasy football, the lineup decisions, the free agent market value of guys, or how to tweak with his lineup. What he just cares about is sending insulting texts and talking a bunch of shit. So he's having his fun. So good luck to him as starting off the season 0-2. 289ers, big game there from Drew Brees with 47 points. Devontae Adams chipping in there with 15. Alan Hearns, another free agent pickup, so he did well for him with 14. Matt Bryant probably the best kicker, I think, right now, our highest scoring kicker right now with 14, and then Cardinals D with 17, and he gets that 120-97 win. 289ers improves to 1-1, and as I said before, the Jugs sitting at 0-2. In the next game, we had the rookies lose to Blue Bloods 113-102. The rookies made that trade for Stafford, cost him 5 points, but I'm sure Stafford has some better games ahead of him. But why do you trade your second-round pick for someone picked in the 10th round after only one game? Again, I went over that last week, so I won't get into this much this week. Kareem Hunt with 22, asterisk. And then Gostkowski with 10. Buccaneers D, I mean, give it to him. He picked up the Bucs D, so after he drafted the Broncos in the 7th round. So he knew something we didn't, but got him 26 points. Broncos D didn't do too bad with 19, but he did pick up the defense with more points. So good for him on that. I'll give him props where props are due. So props to you on that defensive pickup of Kareem Hunt asterisk. Anyway, Blue Bloods with 26 points from Winston. Good, but not great. So Carlos Hyde with 14. Didn't see that coming against the Seattle D, and I'm a Niner fan. So good start there. Crabtree with the career day there, 3 touchdowns, so major points there with 26, and then Mike Evans with 15. And what's up with the Vikings D there, Staines, man? I know you're probably not watching this and all, but dude, they've been really underperforming these first 2 games. Really haven't shown out. I wonder how long you'll end up sticking with them. And then, Eifert's injured as well, and I don't think I see any other tight end. Oh, yeah, Hooper, okay. So, Eifert also not a very good pick there after the first 2 weeks of the season. But you get the win, 113-102. Blue Bloods proves to 1-1. Rookie falls to 1-1. In the next game, we had Papa's Brew take out Patty's Playboys, 117-91. Man, I think a lot of the league is sleeping on Papa's Brew's team. This team is solid from top to bottom and including the bench. Matt Ryan with 31. He hasn't really started off the season, I'm sure, as he's wanted. He was the 5th pick in the first round, so only 31 points. But you know what? That works out when you're getting 22 and 13 from your running backs, right? So good for him. There, Montgomery, huge pick. He got a very value pick in the draft. I think it was maybe the 5th round or something like that, 6th round. So good for him on that pick. And Melvin Gordon with 13. Martavis Bryant with 15, Delaney Walker with 12, and then 18 from the Chiefs D. I mean, this is a pretty solid lineup. He needs to bail on Brandon Marshall, man. That's a droppable guy right there. Mari Cooper, he's going to have better games with only 3. But his bench, too, like I said, once he gets Doug Martin back, and I think in 2 weeks, he's going to be looking pretty nice there. He got Thielen and Hilton on his bench, so he's got some pieces there. The only thing he can't really afford is an injury to Matt Ryan. But other than that, pretty solid squad, and I'll give it to him. I think he's surpassed a couple of our longtime owners who decide that they just like to talk shit now and not focus on fantasy football. So props to that to the owner of Papa's Brew. Again, I can't give him enough props. He really improved this year. Patty's Playboys, Derek Carr with 41, Marshawn Lynch with 10, and then Steelers D with 16. Not much to talk about. He did take Roethlisberger in the 3rd round after he had picked Carr in the 2nd. I think he'd probably rather have something in his starting lineup now than Roethlisberger sitting in his bench. He says he's going to trade him for someone picked before Roethlisberger. I don't believe it's going to happen unless there's some sort of quarterback injury, and there have been no quarterback injuries. So he falls back to earth, started off the season 1-0, scored 120, but now 91, falls to 1-1. Papa's Brew improves to 1-1. So good shit there. Good game between those two. And then finally, in the last game here, we had Mr. Sweet Spot, your boy, Lump Dog, take out the Flat Earth Conspiracy, 114-106. As you can see, as I was talking earlier, Aaron Rodgers with 40 points, Phillip Rivers with 39. You don't need to take a quarterback in the first round. You can always find value with quarterbacks. And we all know this is a matchup league. this was a good matchup for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he should have put up a 60-point game. Should have put up 3-4 touchdowns, 300, 350, 400 yards passing. He couldn't get it done. Phillip Rivers matches him. And then Jordan Howard, again, like I said, ended up taking him in the second because he took a quarterback in the first, got him 0. Le'Veon Bell got me 8. That was my first-round pick. My second-round pick got me 21. He got Michael Thomas in the second round because I was actually debating these two in the second round, Devontae Freeman and Mike Thomas. But I had Freeman as my number 4 running back, and he fell there, so I had to take him. But so far, I'm happy with that decision. Have major receiver issues on my squad here. I mean, Devontae Parker looked pretty good. Hopefully he can get some touchdowns. Hunter Henry, I just don't know if he's going to be consistent enough, like 0, then 8. I mean, what's he going to do this week? He earned another week in my lineup. Let's just put it like that. So we'll see. I'm monitoring it, so we'll see how that rolls. The tight end is super deep. I mean, you can find a startable tight end on the free agent market this week and every week. I mean, you just seriously, you can. It's so deep. Greg Zuerlein with only 9, but the Texans D with 15, which I was scared of because I thought the Rams D was going to have a better day. Flat Earth Conspiracy there got 40 from Rodgers, as I said, 18 from Sanders, 17 from Kelsey, and then that was really all there is on his squad. Delvin Cook, that was the other thing. Wow, this really changed the game too. Delvin Cook had a 25-yard touchdown run. He got tackled. They put him down at the 1-yard line, and then their fullback from Minnesota ended up vulturing that touchdown. So it could have been a really, really close game there, but thank goodness that fullback, and they went to replay and put him down, and that fullback got the touchdown. But is what it is. I improved to 2-0, and Flat Earth Conspiracy falls to 1-1. So there you go. There's week 2 in PPH. Still real early, no one's running away with it yet. No one's out of it. Anything can happen. We played 13 weeks, so I've been given foster shit for being 0-2, but you know what? In all honesty, it's all good. You can easily pull out of it with that running back core. Need to make some moves, bro. Enough of this shit talking there and texting. Worry more about your running back core than what my bucket list is. Yada. Anyway, so I'm going to get into my predictions for week 3. So here we go. It is I, the omnipotent commissioner of PPH, here to call week 3 games. So here we go. In the first game, we got Papa's Brew taking on Flat Earth Conspiracy. Both teams 1-1. But with the superior lineup, I see Papa's Brew taking the win over Flat Earth Conspiracy. Papa's Brew will improve to 2-1, while Flat Earth Conspiracy will fall to 1-2. In the next game, we got the 289ers taking on the Basket of Deplorables. 289ers sitting at 1-1. Basket of Deplorables at 0-2. And I suspect that 289ers will get the win in this matchup. 289ers with Drew Brees, I think, will be too much to handle, while Basket of Deplorables will have a better receiving score and running back score. I feel that the Cardinals defense and Drew Brees will pull it out for 289ers. And I see them going to 2-1 and the Basket of Deplorables falling to 0-3. And the next game, we got the 1-1 Blue Bloods taking on the 1-1 Patty's Playboys. And in this game, I suspect that Patty's Playboys will get the win just because I'm a homer. And that is why. Patty's my boy. And fuck you, Stains. So there we go. Patty's Playboy with the win. In the next game, we got the Haters taking on the Rookies. The Haters sitting at 2-0. The Rookies at 1-1. I suspect that the Rookies will get the win just because I want the Haters to fall from 2-0. No other reason than that. The Rookies with the win, improving to 2-1, while the Haters will fall to 2-1. And the next game, we got the Juggernauts versus the Cock Merchants. The Juggernauts at 0-2 and the Cock Merchants at 1-1. And in this game, I predict a tie. That's right, a tie, everyone. They will get tied because they're both deserve to have a tie. That is why, no other reason, I suspect a tie to happen. And in the fifth game and final, we have the 2-0 Mr. Sweep spot against the 101 URSO. And my prediction is... Oh, come on, bro. You really think I'm not going to pick myself? Hell yeah. Me. I'm winning this. Look at my roster compared to his. I mean, yeah, I guess people could step up, but right now, me all the way. Not even close. And there you have it. Those are my predictions for week number 3 in PPH. Wow. Those week 3 predictions, pretty sweet. I would suspect that all 6 come true. I don't think there's one bad prediction in that bunch right there. Anyway, that was week 2 PPH. Glad you all could join me for it and tuned in. Again, just on this last note there, Juggernauts, you really need to step your game up. I mean, your fantasy skills are kind of, as you get older, how things start to diminish. Like, my hair, I'm starting to get a really big forehead because I have a receding hairline. See how that kind of receding there? That's like your fantasy skills are just receding. They're going back. You're not going forward, they're going back. I mean, again, you have Palmer and you pick up Chris Thompson. I understand the need for the running back, but you got to think more than just one step. You got to think 2 or 3 steps ahead there, Juggernauts. Like I said, you should have picked up J.J. Nelson. You have Palmer that gives you the combo, and then you can deal one of your receivers for a better running back. But now you're stuck with Kerwin Williams, Chris Thompson, Mark Ingram. I mean, I just don't see anyone wanting to trade for these guys or even wanting to start them. If you weren't forced to start them, no one wants to start those guys. So I think he made a huge mistake. But again, it's those receding, like my hairline, those receding fantasy skills you got going on there. So anyway, I hope you have your fun talking your shit, though. So that's what's important. As long as you're having fun, I'm happy for you. I want my guys happy. That's the kind of commissioner I am. All right. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I'll catch you week 3. PPH. Love dog. I'm out.